Hey, Andy from Andy's Auto here, and today we're going to do valve cover gaskets and timing belt. This isn't the car that we're actually going to do the valve cover gasket and timing belt on. I've already done it on this one. We're going to do it on this one over here. Yes, I'm a sinner. I got a second one, and glad I did. So this is the open hood on the LX, and to get to the timing belt and everything else is relatively easy in this car. It's a lot less compact than the GX. Hot rod. It was a Volvo. Probably missing its muffler. Anyways, the engine cover comes off, everything's right there and it's ready to go. Now let's go take a look at the GX. This, my friends, is the GX, and as you can see, it's got a lot more pretty extra things on it, which all need removed. So first we're going to take off this one, then this one, and this one, and then this one, or maybe we'll take off this one, this one, this one, and then this one. But whatever we do, this one has to come off before this one comes off, because this one over here, and we might need to take that off. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do before I even start ripping into it, honestly, is, and you'll have to see my first video for this, the belt. Did they send me the right belt? And I'm looking on here for the number, and they did this time. Last time they sent me a belt that looked like it might have been for a 1.6 liter engine. All right, real quick, one of the things about these plastic panels is that the tabs they use to put the buggers in, they break really easy. They're old, they're brittle, they've been exposed to heat. This is a 2003, so these dudes are nice and old. So what I like to do is I like to replace them all with these push pin style. I don't know if you can see that really well, but essentially you just get a screwdriver under that and they just pop right out. Anyways, you know, old Amazon sells bulk, and so I just bought a box of these. I've had them sitting around for about 1.5 years now. Anytime I do body work, if these nasty pull ones that just like snap off, if I run into those anywhere, I just replace them with the type that you just pop and they come right up. Now, because we're going to be doing so much, we're going to have so much of this engine out, it's easiest for me to label these bags. I put the bolts, like these are all of the plastic cover bolts, so I'll put on here plastic covers, number 1. So this going backwards would be the last bolts that I'm going to dig into, and then I just put these in a box. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to remove the intake. So we're going to remove the box from the wall, remove the tubing. There are little rubber tubes going to it here and there. There should be the mass flow in sensor in here somewhere. There it is right there. I think that's it. I hope that's it. Maybe that's it. It's got a plug going to it, so it's probably it. Anyways, so this is actually as much as we need to do to actually start assessing the valve cover gaskets, valve cover seals, whatever. Debate about them is that when I bought it, they said they had just put new ones on, and well, I have drips on either side of the engine, not just drips, but lots of drips on either side of the engine, and it stinks like holy hell. after I've driven it for a while. So my guess is they did not put them in with gasket sealer or silicone. So we're gonna pull the old ones out and just put new ones in, just because we're in here. All right, we have cleared out the airbox and the tubing. The LX is a little bit different, so we're in the GX. The LX is a little bit different when it comes to the way the airbox is fashioned. Now, if you're doing this same operation on the LX, the intake box and the whole tubular structure for the intake is way different. So on this side, underneath this plastic shroud, is what I believe is just a baffle box. I'm not really sure what function it provides. Probably just makes it sound a little bit more beefy. Okay, you probably just saw me take a bolt off and put one back on. There's only 2 bolts holding this wiring harness section right here. So, so there's one connection going in down here, and we're going to take it off. We're going to take this off. We took the bolts off of the coils. That's all that we need to do to start actually pulling things. Now, I'm going to try and do things in somewhat of an order here so that I don't end up breaking things. But here, yeah, we're digging in. Digging in. So getting the bolts off on the valve cover was fairly easy, except that back one over here. I'm not sure if that shows up well on the video, but yeah, it does. Okay, good. Right there, this one. The dipsticks for the transmission and the oil are really in the way, and there is a way to unbolt them. I did not investigate that. I just went ahead and worked around it with a bunch of swivel heads, and voila, we should be ready to go ahead and remove this one. Perfect. Good deal. Closes out of our way here. All right, let's see here. Very good. So when they did replace this last, they put the new seals in here. It looks like they did a bang up horrible job. All right, we got the other cam cover off, and it has been changed out, so this is not the original. But when the removal was occurring, the found out that this one had been torqued down really hard. And again, like, this is just brittle. It's like right on the edge of actually breaking, or cracking. So hurrah. The oil obviously was leaking down here. It's even in the valley of the thing here. Yep. So definitely leaking. So this would have been the bottom side right here. And there's just all kinds of good oil buildup as well as on the block. So just a poor seal overall. I think maybe just a seal failure. Probably just a cheap ass seal. Person who took these off didn't even bother to bend all of the tabs back. And this side may have been their first one because these are extra beat up. So we'll be taking these off, putting the, I think blue is the color that I got, but putting the blue ones in there. And we'll put it back on, call it good.
Blue's yummy.
Hey, yeah, blue's yummy. That's a good point. Another good point is you had problems getting the back two bolts off, right? Just because of how far you had to reach.
No, this was just in the way.
And that was in the way? Yeah, because you couldn't get any, you had to kind of go in there. Luckily enough, they weren't torqued down. So the screws
I wonder why.
Yeah. All right, we have got one of the covers, and to get the gaskets out, or the seal for what's this, the spark plug recess. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be one of those days. You get there's these little tabs in here, and these have already been pretty much roasted, but the last person who did this must have done a bang up job. But I use a pair of like flat, no grippy, nothing that can damage them if I can help it, and then I slide it under there and then grab it and turn it up, and it should just come right up. And then if I need to, I just like that, kind of weasel it under. Like this one has been pushed down pretty good, so I'm gonna have to take a couple of stabs at it. I may even have to use a magic screwdriver to get a little bit of lead on it. There we go. And it doesn't take much to bend them. They're not made out of like, you know, super strength steel or anything. All right. Okay, so after those are bent up, some of the times they just slide right out. In this case, these are not. And so what I do is I weasel a screwdriver into the corner here, and then just give it a little bit of a tug on each side. Just a little bit. That's all it takes. And you don't have to push really hard. You can see it's coming up. And then, if we are lucky, it'll just come right out. Okay. And then the new one just goes right in. Make sure that the beveled side is facing inward. And then what I like to do is take a little bit of oil and take the seal and get it just a little bit. That way it just doesn't go in there, and yeah, it's got a little something to help it adjust to its new life. All right, and they just go right in, happy. And that's pretty much it. Just repeat on all four. There are other various seals depending on the kit that you buy that you can replace. Not going to do those, I don't think. Anyways, so, and on these you don't have to do like all four. My neighborhood kids are out. You don't have to do like all of them. Hey, shut up, punk. You don't have to do all four of the tabs to get these to come out. I just did it to illustrate there. All right, and then to seal them back up, you just take a little jeweler's or nice little hammer here, and well, hopefully that worked last time. Take them back down a little bit. There we go. This is going to work better. Take them back down a little bit, and then just kind of tap them down. Don't hammer it on a table, because you don't want to accidentally dink up the top of it. There she goes. All done. Perfect. All right, this other one here. Do it. Take them down a little bit. Down. Did you come down to help? Or are you going to work on your beast?
I'm
You're gonna massage your dent a little.
Yeah, so...
That's what she said. All right, to put the new seal in, first I'm gonna make sure that this is good and clean. So I'm gonna stuff a rag through there. It is getting quite a bit. It was leaking through this for sure, because judging by the junk that's in here. All right. Alrighty. Very good. There's a little something. Looks like silicone. Okay. Now these are side specific, so you want to make sure that you get the one that lines up. And it does have two different sides. It has like a, I don't know, a lip on this side, and this side's just straight. And so that the straight side, I know there's probably a technical term, put it in the comments if you know what it is. It's probably really easy, probably just being a dope. All right, anyways, that's what goes in here, and I just like seat it really well. And this should fit really well. Again, I bought Daco. I don't know if that's the way you pronounce it. I suppose it is. But it just seats perfectly, and they actually hold there. It's in there really well, so it's not going to slip out when I turn it over and put it on. Problem I've had with other cars when I was trying to skimp and buy cheaper parts. Not my Landcruisers though. Just bought the good parts for them. Okay. Very, very beautiful, very good. All right, she's ready to go in. I'm not gonna clean any of this off. I'm just gonna leave it there. It's not loose, it's not a threat, not a problem, not an issue. It's not hostile. All right, to clean up the engine, it's an engine. Clean up the engine, I'm going to use my handy red rags to get in here and get everything good and shiny and such. But there is some, if you can see in there, there's some leftover silicone. And what I do is I just grab a razor and just go in. It just takes it right off. And then I'm really super careful, nice and slow, because that clips off and falls in your engine. Of course, you're gonna be paranoid. There it goes. Now, if I recall correctly, on my LX, these little notch things came out, but on this car, they're not. I'm like pulling on them and they're not doing anything. So I'm thinking that these are in there good enough as it stands. So I'm just going to leave them put. The silicone they used seems pretty good. So we're just gonna leave that there. We've got it all cleaned up, and we're going to put a little bit of black RTV, I think. Anyway, silicone, black silicone. I'll show you the label here. We'll put them in this corner under here, and then we're gonna dab a little back here along this, on these areas, and then we're ready to put the cover back on. Okay, to prepare all of the screws to hold the cover on, the old ones should come off with this gasket, or kind of a washer gasket thing, and your kit should have come with a bunch of new ones. So you just slide them on, and then I've been staging them all right here. One thing I forgot to mention as I was taking this off is that I've numbered these, and I numbered as well on the head cover, or sorry, the valve cover. And the reason I did that is in the past I pulled coils, and one of them was discolored, and by the time I noticed, I had no idea which one it came out of. So in this case, we did have a discolored one. It was number 4 on this side, back towards the firewall. I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, not in the firing order, not cylinder order, nothing. I'm just labeling them so that I know later on when I'm looking through the parts and everything, whether or not something was wrong, and I can track it back to where I got it from. So do that. It's a good idea. Yeah. Okay, we're done. We ended up getting the plasma cutter out and the welder and working on that one and doing some stuff on that one and finished this one, and I'm done. I'm spent. You spent?
I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna eat something first.
After
Have a good day.